Oh! Oh, the hell with it.
If you know me personally, or watch some of my videos, you'll know I've always been a huge fan of two things: Magic the Gathering and The Simpsons. Given the current universes beyond trend of crossovers, a thought recently struck me. Why not combine them? This led me to wonder, if the residents of Springfield stumbled across a deck one day and got into Magic the Gathering, what colours would they be? Or what colours would they gravitate towards playing? Let's dive into this special episode of Lore and Stuff.
I hope you're prepared for an unforgettable luncheon.
Just to go over some criteria, I think a lot of these colours that I pick in this video are based on my own personal reflections of the characters and just what I think realistically that they would honestly pick. Let's start off with the obvious. Let's start with the Simpsons family.
Bart, didn't I ask you to watch Maggie?
Sounds like something you'd say. Hey, where is she?
I mean, this one goes without saying, Maggie is a baby. She wouldn't be playing Magic the Gathering. Plus, if she managed to get her hands on some of the cards, she'd probably just, I don't know, try and eat them or something. So yeah. But if I had to give Maggie a MTG colour, it would probably just be mono white.
Okay, then I'm gonna start kicking air like this. And if any part of you should feel that air, it's your own fault.
Activist, musician, and professional know-it-all, initially Lisa would probably protest Magic the Gathering due to concerns about mass consumption and environmental waste. However, I think she'd inevitably pick up a rulebook and get instantly hooked. Lisa would be the player who rules lawyers every 5 seconds and constantly asks, "Do you pay the two?"
Springfield's answer to a question no one asked!
As the smartest family member, she'd be a great strategist, likely playing an intense Azorius control or enchantment heavy deck. Commanders like Brago, Grand Arbiter, or Light Paws would not be surprising inclusions, until a certain someone board wipes and makes her miserable just for the fun of it.
Hasta la vista, AB.
Come on, boy! Finish him off!
Everyone's favourite Hellraiser, Bart was honestly the easiest to pick out of them all. Bart is chaos incarnate and loves pranks, making the ability to cause instant speed mischief just perfect for him. He'd probably discover the game when a radioactive man's secret lair is announced and inevitably find his calling in Rakdos. He'd be the player who waits for you to commit all your lovely creatures and artifacts and then somehow flashes out a board wipe just as you swing for the win. 3 hours of gameplay scrubbed out, and he'd be sitting there laughing his ass off. He might not win, but he'd have an absolute blast, which is definitely why Bart would play Rakdos. Just for extra flavour as well, I feel like Bart would have something like Ragavan or some sort of secret card in his deck that he'd whip out just when he needs to really embarrass someone. Also, honestly, I feel like Bart would have, like, definitely an Imp's Mischief just waiting in the wings whenever someone needed to.
Go back to bed! Don't make me come up there!
The caring, dependable mother and the family's emotional tether and pillar of morality, Marge would probably stumble upon Bart or Lisa playing the game and want to try it herself, hoping to like bond with the kids. I can see Marge playing a group hug style or something akin to Selesnya Life Gain to protect her board. She'd probably prefer team games over 1v1s and would refuse to put bracket breakers or game-changing unfun cards in her deck. Just probably play it to have fun and be like, hey, I like this bunny guy, I think he's just neat. Before we continue the video, if you're feeling the need to be hydrated or get a quick energy burst, feel free to stop by the Poggers shop and use code MrDemo for a 10% off on your purchase.
Just a minute! Don't hang up! Yellow. You'll have to speak up, I'm wearing a towel.
Homer J. Simpson. Father, husband, idiot, legend. Homer is a man who knows what he wants and what's important to him. He'd get roped into playing the game by one of the kids and become obsessed for an episode or two. Mine and probably everyone else's initial thought would be Gruul. Just big dumb creatures slamming the board, or perhaps a focus on food tokens. Food tokens. However, there is something else to this. Homer has an underlying care for his family and his desire to protect what matters. In so many different episodes, we've seen him put himself through a lot of pain just to help his family. So I definitely feel that he wouldn't be Gruel. Despite his vices, Homer isn't genuinely evil. Don't get me wrong, he's an asshole, but he ultimately tries to do the right thing. Therefore, I think Homer would play Naya. It has the burn, the stomp, and the protection. Just don't take his donuts off the table while he's playing.
I thought I recognized you. I gave you a plate of corn muffins back in 1947 to paint my chicken coop, and you never did it.
Those corn muffins were lousy.
Paint my chicken coop.
Make me.
Abe probably wouldn't ever play the game, and even if he did, he'd probably talk about how Generation Alpha was better than all the other expansions that have come out, and then say how he somehow created the game in like the 1930s, something like that. But what about the other cast, I wonder?
As well, it does sound like fun. I can't wait to start pawing through my garbage like some starving raccoon. Release the hounds.
Charles Montgomery Burns. Billionaire and owner of the Springfield power plant, Mr. Burns is the show's main antagonist, delighting in misery and wicked schemes. He would probably own all the reserved list cards and original dual lands, probably having Smithers tear up a Black Lotus right in front of you just for the reaction. Burns would run control and denial with a touch of destruction, just the way he likes it, keeping the table in check and in his favour. That's why I think Mr. Burns would play a Demir deck.
Tell me, how do you feel about 45-year-old virgins who still live with their parents?
Comb the sweet tarts out of your beard and you're on.
Don't try to change me, baby.
Comic book guy, aka Jeffrey Albertson, would probably be the first person in town to play the game and most likely the first person to sell it. He'd be locked into some specific powerful strategy from attending tournaments and watching live streams. A strategy only appreciated by the ones who appreciated the game. To everyone else, this means he'd play an Atraxa deck. Before I wrap this video up, why don't we quickly go through some of the other people I think in Springfield who would play Magic the Gathering and what decks they would probably play. Professor Frink would probably play some sort of convoluted, colourless combo strategy deck. Principal Skinner would probably play some sort of basic precon and refuse to change it because that would be going against the rules. Nelson would probably play some sort of aggressive Jund deck which he can then fight people and then smack other players' commanders around and then eventually win the game just by bullying. Martin would probably play some sort of mono-blue, counter-heavy deck, or actually he might even play Spellslinger. Snake wouldn't play, but he'd probably just scalp a load of the new decks. I think that's everyone I can think of. I'm pretty sure though I'm forgetting about someone. Okay, gonna be completely honest, I love Sideshow Bob. In fact, I would go as far to say that he's probably my favourite character in The Simpsons bar Homer. He's just so good. Between his amazing voice, thank you Kelsey Grammer, and his amazing rivalry with Bart, every single episode he's in, when I go to watch The Simpsons, I will go to watch the Treehouse of Horror episodes, and I'll treat the Sideshow Bob episodes almost in the same kind of grandeur. It's just brilliant, and I love his character. But what would he play in Magic? How would he be into Magic? I can see Bob one day being in prison, overhearing some of his inmates playing the game, and become curious. At first he'd probably think he's far too cultured and intelligent for a game like this, and then an idea would hit him. What if he played the game and lured Bart in somehow just so he can try and trap him again and then finally kill him? Then after that, and it inevitably fails, I feel like Bob would be hooked into the game. And so, what colours would Sideshow Bob play? I think there's none other answer than Grixis. This would absolutely be Bob's colours. It has the control, it has the burn, it has the destruction. It just has everything that would put a stop to all the Bart shenanigans as well. Because sometimes you gotta fight fire with fire, or in Sideshow Bob's case, knife against Bart's face. Grixis would be the perfect colours for Sideshow Bob. It would enable him to pretty much shut down anything Bart would try to do in the middle of the game, and then also burn his way to getting his target. And then once he's won, he would probably dance around, give some sort of speech, and then take too long, and then the police would arrive and take him back to prison. Better luck next time, Bob. And that's it. That's all the people I can think of in Springfield who would play Magic the Gathering. I really hope you enjoyed this video. It took me a long time to really get motivated to try and make another long form video. I know I promised to make a Tyranid and an Eldrazi video, but a lot of these just sort of come to my mind and I impulsively think, yeah, that's definitely going to happen. Yeah, I appreciate you taking the time, for having the patience to the end of the video. If you liked this video and you want to support me, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, share the video around. It really, really helps. Also, feel free to take a look at some of my other socials, and I can't wait to see you for the next one.